let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! 6! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
Everybody, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in, especially if you're on the Rush Radio Android app, listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com or the TuneIn app. People from all over the country, Cleveland, Minneapolis, Atlanta, of course, right here in central Iowa as well. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button. It's important that you subscribe. Why? Because we like subscribers. It validates us. Like this video. Also, leave your comments in the comment section and follow us on our social media channels, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Good morning, Ross Peterson.
What's up, buddy? How's Friday?
I got up. I stayed out too late last night. For me, I stayed out way too late last night. We had our final summer concert series of the year at MCL Construction. And boy, we had about 500 people show up to our concert.
Nice.
And we do this twice a year. What we do is we throw a community concert and we invite everybody. It's free. You just bring your lawn chair. You bring your own coolers because I don't want to get a liquor license. And we bring in that's the easy way. Bring your own stuff to drink. And then we bring in a food truck and an ice cream truck. And the band played from 6 to 9 last night, but my bosses go, and you've been to our place. He goes, let's go upstairs. Now, I didn't drink last night because I drank the night before, but I just stayed out too late for me. And, I was getting ready to leave. And then the band comes up and I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to go. And they're like, what? I go 4 o'clock in the morning comes early. Okay. So, I stayed out a little bit too late, but, and then I kind of hit the panic button because I got up this morning getting ready for the show. And my internet wasn't working. And it was out for 45 minutes. And I'm resetting the modem. I'm doing all this stuff. And finally, it, boom, popped on. I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Got to have the internet. Without the internet.
Listen, free plug for Metronet. My fiber has been rock solid. I've loved it. I've had no problems. I've never had to make a phone call.
So here's the good news. I don't have fiber yet. This past week, they dug all the trenches for the fiber. They've put in all the conduit. So fiber is just right around the corner.
Nice.
I don't know when it's going to hit.
Nice.
But I know I'm going to have fiber at some point in the near future. Of course, they put 5 holes in my yard. 5.
That's going to happen. I have 3 in my yard.
But I'll give them credit because I saw, because what ends up happening when they start doing these in these older established neighborhoods, and I live in an older established neighborhood, and is that people start to bitch, you're tearing up my yard. It's like, I'm very impressed by the way they dug it up, covered it up, replanted. And it's like, oh, you guys actually did a really, really nice job. You cared about other people's property, and that was good. But people just look for a reason to bitch all the time. It's like, okay, wait till it's done. Don't just look at the hole in the mound of dirt. Wait till they're done. And they actually put nice grass seed on there. Made it look really, really good. So we do have a Rush Radio poll up on X this morning. We're going to be talking about this a lot today. Where will you watch the Iowa State and Kansas State football game? You going to watch it at home? You going to watch it at a friend's house? You going to watch it at a bar? Or are you going to watch it in Ireland? Because I had to throw that out there. And I'm actually impressed, Ross. People over in Ireland must be checking their X feed because like 12.7% are saying they're going to be watching it in Ireland.
That's cool. That's higher than I would have thought.
But
what's your plan?
I'm going to watch it at home, and that's what 74.5% of the people voting this morning have already said. They're going to watch it at home. And, I don't have friends besides you, so I can't go to a friend's house. And the friends that I do have over where I live aren't Iowa State fans. So I can't show up and say, hey, let's watch the Iowa State game. And, being in a bar, I don't mind bars. But to me, when I watch a game, I'm pretty cool. You're with me when I watch games. I'm pretty quiet. I like to watch. I like to just, write some notes down. And being an 11 o'clock game, I think just plopping down in front of the couch is the way to go.
That's probably what I'll be doing too. Yeah. Probably just sit here at home. We're going to do a reaction show, right?
Yeah, we're not going to do a full-blown black and gold rush like we are but we're going to record something after the game and put it up on YouTube afterwards, kind of give our thoughts. I mean, it is the only game tomorrow. It is the start of the college football season. So it's only appropriate that we talk about it at Iowa State as much as we do, that we get on and talk about Iowa State and either a win or a loss. I think it's going to be a good game.
It should be on paper, it's going to be a really good game. I think about your question you had for John Walters a lot. Would you be more surprised by a low-scoring or a high-scoring game? It's low-scoring. If these defenses come out and are able to shut down, that'd be more surprising than if the offenses are able to. If this game's 55-48, that will be less surprising to me than 7-3.
Yeah, I'm expecting like a 31-27 game,
Exactly, yeah. In fact, what is the Vegas? I always like playing. I'm not much of a gambler, but I do enjoy watching the Vegas lines because, damn, they're usually good about.
What is it? Kansas State by 2.5, I think.
2.5. I'll find the actual line and number for us here.
But yeah, and people go, well, 31-27 is high scoring. I'm like, yeah, but these two teams can put up those numbers. If they got in the 40s, that would probably surprise me a little bit.
Over-under is 51.5. So okay. Vegas thinks at a 3-point spread, 51.5. Vegas thinks that this game is what? 27-24?
Yeah. Which yeah, that would be an entertaining game. If it's 27-24, it's Iowa State winning because Rocco Beck would lead the Cyclones on another fourth quarter comeback. The guy's a fourth quarter comeback guy. He's got 4 or 5 fourth quarter comebacks in his career already. He's just, I'm going to put him up there with like John Elway and Dan Marino in fourth quarter.
In Iowa State world, certainly. Travis, I know I'm missing one in my head. An Iowa State fan that's listening can tell us. Are they all at Jack Trice?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. They seem like they're always at Jack Trice.
It feels like it, doesn't it? It feels like it's Rocco running into the end zone, crowd going crazy, camera shaking. I'm interested. We will have a listener that's listening right now. That it's too bad our buddy Ryan Grove doesn't listen live. He listens to the podcast. Grove is like the Iowa State historian. I guarantee at about 2:00 today, I'm going to get a text message, and it's going to be a list of the 5 games that Rocco Beck had a fourth quarter comeback. Charlie says one was in Iowa City. Good point.
Mike puts out a very good point in question on the chat, and that is most eyeballs ever for an Iowa State game, maybe. It's the only game tomorrow, Ross.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you have a nation who's hungry for college football. It's like it's here. You're the only game. It's 11 o'clock. People go, oh, I can watch at 11 o'clock and get on with the rest of my day.
Maybe. Okay? Hear me out. We are seeing this from a different lens. We're seeing this. We are Iowa fans, right? Last year, did you watch the game in Ireland?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
I did not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was what Florida State, Georgia Tech, I believe, and Georgia Tech. Remember. And Georgia Tech beat Florida State because Florida State was coming off that tremendous season, and you think, okay, can they follow it up? And they didn't. And the year before that was the Nebraska implosion against Northwestern. So because it's usually the only college football game, and you're kind of like, okay, let's get in the mood. Let's go. So I did watch the game last year, and I might be different.
This is kind of my point here, is that Here in central Iowa, yeah, this is huge. We all have friends over there or family in Ireland. It's going to be a big deal to watch that game and see Iowa State colors and Iowa, the state of Iowa, represented in another country. That'll be really cool. Nationwide, you do have a section of the population that's just where you are talking about, Travis. They're clamoring for football right now. They really, really, really want it. There's also a large portion of the population that this is a slow burn. That they're not amped up and planning their tailgate, and they don't know what they're going to do for 11 a.m. kickoff tomorrow because they're not sure if they're even going to watch the football. Like, it might be. That's my answer to Mike. Will this be the most watched Iowa State game of all time? Possibly, but it would be because of those reasons, and I don't think it will be. I think that you've had other Iowa State games that were a bigger draw, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, ones to look at would be the two Big 12 championships they've played in, right? I mean, those decent games, a lot more on the line later on in the season. You're looking at what the college football playoff looks like, but it is a tremendous opportunity for Iowa State, and the reason you play games like this, it's no fun I mean, it is fun going to Ireland, but it's not fun for a lot of fans who can't afford to make that sort of trip. But if you look at Iowa State and you look at Iowa State athletics and even Kansas State and Kansas State athletics, the way this works out for them is you're the only show. It is a huge advertisement. This is an advertisement for your universities where you get the stage to yourself to kick off the college football season.
For a couple of hours. Because there are other games tomorrow.
Are there?
Yes. There's 4 other games. UNLV plays, Kansas plays Fresno State. So, I mean, there you've got half the state of Kansas right away is going to be, are they going to be tuned to Kansas State or are they going to be in Lawrence?
In my mind, Ross, Iowa State's the only game tomorrow. It's the only game.
And this is exactly why I said in our lens, yes. From our perspective here in Des Moines, Iowa, oh man, it's the only game. Isn't everybody in Ireland going to be watching this football game too?
No.
Oh no! It turns out that it really, in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter to other people.
It's not a soccer game or a rugby game,
and it doesn't take me long to step back and go, "Oh wait, last year when Iowa or Iowa State weren't playing, I didn't give a crap about this game."
It's the best game tomorrow, though, because you have two ranked teams.
No doubt about that. But there are other games. They're the only game at 11 a.m. The next game doesn't start till 3, so you've got several hours of owning it. And again, most important of all, Travis, I think it should be a really good game. It should be a great game to kick off the season. These other games are dogs. You want to watch UNLV and Idaho State?
No.
The answer is hell no. The answer is hell no. Fresno State's at Kansas. Sam Houston at Western Kentucky. And then Stanford, 6:30 kickoff with Hawaii. Now, I say Hawaii.
Hawaii, the Rainbow Warrior.
How do you spell Hawaii, Travis?
Why do you do this to me?
Hawai, right?
I.
Is there an apostrophe between the two I's?
I don't believe so. At least I've never put an apostrophe there. I can tell you the capital of Hawaii.
H. I know all the capitals. I know all the state capitals. Throw a state at me.
Vermont.
V.
It's Montpelier.
But the capital letter in Vermont is V.
You, look at you.
I know all of them. I'm really good with numbers, too.
New Hampshire.
Yeah, and H. Have you ever seen the bit where the guy talks about the team of people that got together to do the abbreviations for the states?
No.
It's a really good bit. It's a really good bit. I'll send it to you. He's like, imagine they got off on a hot start. They're like, all right, Alaska, AL, perfect. This is we're gonna be done by lunch. What's next? Alabama. Oh boy.
Is that Kansas game on TV tomorrow?
Kansas is on Fox. The only one that's not on TV at all is the Idaho State UNLV game. So Fresno State, Kansas is on Fox. Sam Houston, Western Kentucky will be on the CBS Sports Network. And then your CBS Paramount 6:30 kickoff between Stanford and Hawaii.
What time is that Kansas game?
Through 5:30.
Okay. Because they're kicking off their brand new stadium tomorrow.
That's right. The David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium.
That's right. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, Gary Goldman is the guy that does that, the abbreviation bit. Thank you, Taylor. And Charlie's right. It is Alabama first, then Alaska. I'm an idiot.
You're not an idiot.
No, but anyway, you get it.
Did you do a trade show thing yesterday? Were you at Yellow Booth?
No, didn't have a trade show thing. We had an event at Topgolf for Urban Dreams. Urban Dreams had a fundraiser yesterday at Topgolf. And so my buddy Isaiah Knox is the guy that runs Urban Dreams, and he reached out to us. So Mark Charter had a little bay. I had a bay. Choice Creative had a bay. Our friend Jeff Klein is really good friends with Isaiah Knox. Jeff is the CEO of Choice Creative, and Isaiah is one of his good buddies. So yeah, we had a wonderful day yesterday, man. Got to hit some golf balls for a few hours, chat with some fun people. Got to hang out with several of our buddies. It was a good time.
Do you like Topgolf? And this isn't, I'm not picking on Topgolf. I totally understand the gist behind it, right?
Yeah.
I just, when I go to a driving range, I just want to hit golf balls. That's all I want to. I don't want to try to, I find myself.
Yeah, I do. I think it's more fun than a driving range. It's way more interactive. I probably don't hit as many golf balls as when I'm just at the driving range swinging. But I'm also going to tell you, I don't think I've ever gotten better at a driving range. I'm dead serious. I don't think I've ever walked away from a driving range having hit the last 5 balls better than I hit the first 5 balls. I'm just not an athlete. I don't get better.
The driving range makes me mad is because I'll hit the ball great on the driving range before a round, and then you can step up and you're like, where was my swing? I just had it.
Yeah. See, I think actually one of the things about Topgolf, I don't think the balls fly as far, so you don't get the distance. So it actually kind of, it's almost a little bit humbling, I think. You know what I mean? Like you hit a 3-wood and you're like, went 150?
I thought I hit it farther than that.
I usually hit it farther than that. I like it. No, it's fun, man. You got different games you can play. We played like an Angry Birds type of game. I mean, it's kind of goofy. It's a fun thing to do and swing the club.
Anybody tried to clear the net?
Oh, you can't clear the net. No way.
So are all those YouTube videos that I see where people clearing the net? Are those AI? Or are those?
I don't know. I've seen, or maybe it's not Topgolf, or they don't quite have the setup. Dude, even Toad Valley has a top tracer system. They have a really cool. It's just like Topgolf. Got targets out there and all that. And even there's no way. Ryan Davis says Mike Trout cleared one by a mile. Well, that's Mike Trout. I'm not now. Listen, those guys that can bomb the ball, like those long drive guys that go out there and can absolutely destroy a ball. But I mean, my buddy Timmy hits the ball really well, and he was putting it against the back fence, but not even like halfway up it.
Yeah, if you're clearing it and getting it over, that's impressive. I'd always heard that if you went to Topgolf and you cleared the net,
they ask you to leave.
They ask you to leave.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because it's like you're not supposed to do that. The net's there for a reason, not to let the golf balls go into the property and the businesses that are, adjacent to it. But wouldn't that be a badge of honor? I got kicked out of Topgolf because I cleared the net.
They should give you a T-shirt.
Yeah, it'd be like, here you go. You're not allowed to come back, but here's a T-shirt for your effort.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God, I wish I drove the ball so well that they asked me to leave places.
Do you bring your own clubs to Topgolf, or did you just use the Topgolf?
I did take my own clubs, but I don't think I used them maybe 3 or 4 times. Not much. Eli used them. Eli used his clubs a lot because I let him skip golf practice to go to Topgolf yesterday with me.
That's all, but
so he did use it as more of what, you know what I mean? He used it more like driving range. He was using his actual clubs. And
did he have to get that cleared with the golf coach? Say, Coach, I'm going to miss golf practice today.
When you're a gray team member, I think that they're okay with you not showing up. Coach was probably like, oh, that's one less tea time I got to book. Good deal.
See, I'm glad you have that perspective because I probably don't. I was always, you can't miss practice. You do this, but you have that perspective like, okay, he's on the golf team, but he's a great team member. It's not going to hurt his status on the golf team at all.
No. Clear some clutter for the coach is what we did yesterday. Dude, have fun. Like that's we talked about this, Travis, as the summer was winding down. You and I talked about it. I don't think we talked about it on the air, but I kind of get into it with some coaches sometimes as the summer winds down, because you will hear high school coaches say things like, well, we give you guys a dead week. During the summer, we plan a week where we don't plan any activities so you guys can all go on vacation. Yeah, he's not your kid. These aren't your summers. I only get a couple with him. You get 0. You are his coach. You are not his dad. This thing of, well, does he want to take high school sports seriously or not? No. No, he does. No, we don't want to take high school sports seriously. You take it way too seriously. That I got mad when a coach said to me one time, well, we give you guys a week. What? Who do you think's in charge of what here? You're in charge of playing time on a high school athletic team, and you can punish my kid if you want. I'm in charge of our summers. I'm in charge of family vacations and memories, and you don't sit in an office in downtown Des Moines and decide when I go on vacation. And then several coaches will use that phrase. Well, and I even hear parents repeat it. Man, good thing they gave us that dead week. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? So the high school sports thing to me it's kind of, again.
I mean, the only one that really falls into play there is high school baseball because it's played during the summer, right? So if you're a varsity high school baseball player, totally understand it. But all these other sports, it's supposed to be a dead week all summer anyway.
Dead week. We give you guys, we plan your vacations for you. You guys get a week. We shoehorn it in right at the end of the season and before the fair, before the teachers have to come back to the school. But you guys, so if we tell you ahead of time, you can plan your PTO and you can get your time off of during our dead week. You can do that.
Alan brings this up. He goes, I'm just tired of never finding a tea time around town. Got the day off today. Was checking tea times last night. The only place you could find anything open was Grinnell.
Travis, we talked about this. Remember when we had Mark Egley come on the air, and Mark Egley said, hey, they're thinking about moving the golf season. It's going to be a bad deal if they move it to spring. And he said, they already have a hard time finding tee times and getting facility time for everybody. Roosevelt's a great example of it, dude. There's 50 kids on the golf team.
50?
I think it's 50.
That's a lot.
Travis, there's like 12 on the wrestling team. That might be as many. I haven't seen the football team. I know the last couple years, 50 would be equivalent or close to what the other metro schools have on their football roster. It's growing.
Damn. Now, and I don't know how this works. My kids didn't play high school golf. Does Eli have to pay? Do you have to pay like a fee or anything like that? There's stuff for small, very small. Dude, golf, they're really changing golf. Like there's a thing in Des Moines called Youth on Course that we paid for Eli this year. Crazy deal. I paid like $40 or $60, and then Eli can walk onto any public course in Des Moines for $5. He and his buddies can show up at Wave, can book a tee time, go online to their Youth on Course thing, book a tee time. They have to walk. They can't get a cart. Obviously, they're not 18, but you got to walk. Hold on. You got to be 18 to rent a cart?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Supposed to be 18 to drive the cart.
I'm learning something new every day. I had no idea you had to be 18 to rent a cart and even drive a cart.
Yep.
Wow. That one surprises me. $5 though.
Yeah, hell of a deal.
I'd be golfing every day.
Right.
Damn. 515-517-2303. That is the number to call. Coming up at 7:30, Brent Bloom's going to be joining us live from Ireland. Brent's going to be on the field reporting side for the Cyclone Radio Network tomorrow. And he was excited. I texted him yesterday. I said, hey, you want to join us tomorrow morning? I go, I don't know what the time difference is. He goes, we're 6 hours ahead. So I said, that'll be perfect for you.
I thought it was 5.
He told me 6.
Okay.
What? It might be 5 when you get there. I don't.
Oh, that's a good point. All right. That'll be fun. Excited to talk to him. Excited to see what it looks like. He's going to be in a hotel room. You know that? It's just going to be a wall. Going to be a wall behind him.
I hope not. I hope he joins us from like an outside patio in downtown Dublin with a Guinness in his hand.
Is a Guinness in hand?
That would, or a Schmittix. Am I saying that right?
I think you said it right. It looks like Smithwick's.
Yeah. But, that's another big beer over there.
They have Fuller's. That Fuller's has a beer called London Pride. I don't bet they don't drink that in Ireland.
Probably not. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
The heat of summer is here. Have you had your vehicle safety inspected lately? With any service at Willis Chevy, we include a free multi-point inspection along with a video multi-point inspection. Our GM certified technicians will check your fluids, tires, suspension, brakes, and everything else underneath your vehicle. Come see us today for your inspection to make sure your vehicle is ready for that road trip or are ready for the kids to go back to school. Schedule online today at willischevy.com.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Want to talk to us? 515-517-2303. You can also, if you're watching on YouTube, participate in the chat. You can reach out to us on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Coming up very shortly, Ross, with the college football season here, I'm just going to do this. I kind of let the powers that be know. But and I'll put this on X and I'll put it on Facebook as well. But we're going to have a college football pick'em contest.
Oh, nice!
And I just put the link to sign up on Facebook and the YouTube chat. But you can join the Rush Radio Ross Debaters is the name of the league. The Rush Radio Ross Debaters is the name of the league, and it actually starts next weekend. So they're not using the games this week, and you can it'll be, I think, 10 games that you pick every week. And I made it very simple. It just takes it from the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC, and the Big 10, takes the top games from those leagues, and you make it. And there'll be a leaderboard. Right now, it's just for fun. Hopefully, by the end, we'll have a prize to give away.
Oh, yeah. I bet we can come up with something. We can get certificates or something for people.
Yeah. But so right now, and again, I just put the link into the chat, and I'll put it on X and stuff later on. But let's have fun this college football season. We can kind of follow the leaderboard as we go along, and it'll be very, very easy. At least I think it will be. And you just got to remember to make your picks each and every week. That's the hard part. You got to remember to make your picks. So be sure to do that. Get signed up and join the Rush Radio Ross Debaters. Or if you say it really fast, you get the innuendo, Ross Debaters.
See, and I do think that your debate part of it confuses people. If you did the TER, it's just it's right there in front of you. Can't miss it. Before we get to Bloom, you got
an hour away.
Oh, and he's 7:30. I thought it was 7.
7:30.
Okay. Well, then we got some time because I got some stuff for you.
Oh, really?
Well, you've got a good one that you brought to me this morning before we came on the air.
Well, here's the deal. And I was going to get to Pat Fitzgerald and the SEC, but we have time to do that right around 7. This Cracker Barrel story is cracking me up. I never once thought Cracker Barrel and a refresh and a rebrand would ruffle so many feathers. We've talked about how people are resistant to change. This is quite amazing to me. I'm not a regular Cracker Barrel guy. Have I been to Cracker Barrel? Absolutely. And usually I'll go to a Cracker Barrel when I want some really unhealthy, home-cooked food, or at least appears to be home-cooked. They got the little peg games on the tables. And the gift shop is full of candy you haven't seen and knickknacks. And Cracker Barrel's been losing some money. And they're like, and they've been around a while, so they decided They listened to their customers and said, hey, we're going to do a refresh. We're going to brighten it up inside. They changed their logo, got rid of Uncle Herschel.
I never even knew that Uncle Herschel was a thing.
Either did I. And people are losing their freaking minds over Cracker Barrel, saying, oh, you're going woke. Now,
how's it? What?
I have no idea how this is going woke.
What?
Exactly.
I will say this. It does fall in line with some of the awful rebrands that we've seen lately.
Yeah, I'm not saying the rebrand is spectacular.
Yeah, what the hell is happening, dude? What the hell is happening? We are regressing. Seriously. We don't build buildings like we used to. There's no art in construction anymore. Everything's a square, rectangle.
Because it costs money.
It's boring. Everything. Casey's had an awesome logo, man. Unique. It meant something. Down home. You're gonna feel like you're at the old farm convenience store. No, it's just like all the others.
Well, I think what happened in the new Casey's logo has kind of grown on me. I don't know why, but I think when you start expanding nationwide like Casey's had, you give it a little refresh, brighten it up a little bit, maybe not want to be that down home, because we're looking at it through Iowa.
That's right. And they wanted to expand, and they wanted to have a different brand than that. Cracker Barrel does too. Cracker Barrel doesn't want to look like an old white guy sitting up on the rocking chair, right? They need to make it a fun young place that families want to come. That's how you're going to survive. So get rid of the old guy. Well, that's going woke. No, we're trying to draw in more people. But is it a bad rebrand? Yes. I didn't. You told me, you're like, dude, people are freaking out about Cracker Barrel. I was like, oh, so I just Googled Cracker Barrel, and an article came up about, yes, people are freaking out about the rebrand. And I did. I scrolled down and I went, that's the new logo?
Looks like just the old Cracker Barrel font on a piece of Velveeta cheese.
It is. They're taking the graphic designers and they're saying, dumb it down.
Simple is better.
Don't be creative. I went to college and got a degree so I could figure out how to make this logo for you. Make this thing pop and stand out and unique. Yeah. We don't want any of that. We want an oval with classic font, 2 words, no other things, 2 colors. So you want the Casey's logo with your name on it? Yes. So you'd like the logo that every other company is using right now with just your name instead of Pepsi? Yes, that's what we're looking for. Instead of Ford, you want a classic logo with your name across the middle. Like Maverick, like Casey's, like Cracker Barrel, like Pepsi, like Ford. We can go on and on and on and on. What's happening, dude?
I think people respond to simplicity. They look at Nike and go, that's the simplest logo ever. Yeah, but it's Nike. They did it first, so it was unique.
And it was unique, and it's a unique shape, and it means something. I love that. I Googled 15 worst corporate rebrands ever, and these are amazing. There are some that are shockingly bad. I mean, things that most of us know: Pepsi and Kraft Foods and Tropicana, Animal Planet. A lot of them have had really bad rebrands.
You remember when Apple used to be an apple that was multicolored? Now it's just a white apple.
Yep.
But it wasn't too far of a deviation. It kind of fit their design of their own iPhones and iMacs and stuff like that. But yeah, people worried that the rocking chairs and their Adirondacks aren't going to be on the front porch at Cracker Barrel. And they're like, hey, we're just going to get rid of some of the clutter in the gift store. I don't know when's the last time you were at a Cracker Barrel? I don't know.
Time. It's been a while.
But what did it say that Cracker Barrel's already lost like
Oh, dude, what was that?
$100 million in value?
I'll see if I can find that. That was shocking. I'll see if I can find that one again for you.
I mean, I understood why people got upset at Bud Light. I did. I understood that. That was just it. That did not fit the brand, right?
Yep.
I mean, that was like, what are you doing?
This is from CBSNews.com. Cracker Barrel loses almost $100 million in value as stock plunges after new logo release. Cracker Barrel shed almost $100 million in market value after its stock plunged Thursday following the release of a new logo. The new design eliminates a long-standing drawing of an overall clad man leaning against a barrel in favor of a cleaner logo featuring just the chain's name. Shares of Cracker Barrel fell $4.22 or 7.2%.
That's a massive hit.
Shedding $94 million in market value. The dip represented a loss of almost $200 billion in its capitalization.
Damn. Right in the middle of a refresh. We no longer have the money to do that. Just stop construction. Stop painting the walls. Stop putting in new carpet.
Uncle Wendell, come back. What's his name? Uncle what?
Uncle Herschel.
Uncle Herschel. Okay. I was thinking of Mr. Wendell, the Arrested Development song.
Notre Dame just rebranded. They updated its leprechaun.
Yeah, put a football in his hand.
And I think made his head like less pointy. I mean, he had this really pointy chin, and the back of his head was really pointy. It still kind of is. But they didn't dramatically change it, right? I mean, it still has the same characteristics and features. It's just a little fresher.
So this new head is less pointy than the previous one?
Yes.
Huh. How pointy was the previous one?
It was pretty pointy.
This was pretty pointy.
But I would say the leprechaun is not the identification of Notre Dame. If I were to say, what's Notre Dame's logo? You go, oh, they don't have one. They have gold helmets. That's Notre Dame. To me, the leprechaun for Notre Dame is always the college mascot.
I'd agree. That's what you're saying. If you said Notre Dame football, you'd say gold helmets and touchdown Jesus.
Yes. I mean, I know they have a leprechaun, but to me, it's not the logo itself is not the dominant part of what the Notre Dame brand is. That's why, we talked about Iowa State last week going to the Cyclone script. Iowa State has had trouble getting a brand identity. There's no doubt about that. There is. Iowa has a brand identity. Nebraska has a brand identity. Alabama has a brand identity.
Several. Michigan, Ohio State, hell, Northwestern. You see a purple N in that, you know what that means. More universities that we could mention have an identity and a logo, things like that. Megan Puffer, I love that, Ms. Puffer. Reminds me of that Cyhawk trophy they tried to roll out. Remember the Pewter family?
But you know what they did right away? They corrected the error almost immediately.
Did they really? I felt like they had that for a few years.
I thought it was like, I thought it was like, hey, here's the Pewter family for the Cyhawk trophy. And the reaction was so negative, they got rid of it like right away. Don't Murph and Andy like bring it on to RVTV like every year they go out and
a guy has it. A dude has it somewhere. In fact, it might be our friend Craig Floss. We might have to ask Craig if he's the one that actually has it. I just found an article from the Gazette that alludes to the fact that maybe Craig Floss has it. From 2013, Craig Floss jokingly says that the Pewter family is in witness protection.
That's where it should be, is in witness protection. But I always thought like Murph and Andy
they get it. They get it from time to time and put it on display.
And I like what they put on display because it reminds you how bad of a trophy it was.
Yeah. Brandon, I'm sorry, dude. No, you're wrong. Iowa State is a bigger brand than Northwestern. Yes. That logo, I would say this, Brandon, to you. Which Iowa State logo do you want to present to the court? Northwestern has one. It's a purple N. It's pretty unique. It's fairly unique. There's not a lot that looks like that. Iowa State has an extremely unique logo. They don't use it. They use I-State. Brandon, I'm not being rude here. This is true. Iowa State struggles with its brand identity. Jamie Pollard admits that they struggle with their brand identity. They're now saying, well, we're going to get rid of the I-State logo. So I'm not trying to be rude here. I'm just pointing out that most universities have stuck with something. They decided a long time ago and they stuck with it. And Brandon, to be clear, Iowa was in this position for a long time too, until Hayden Fry did the Tiger Hawk. So they stumbled into it. And this is not an Iowa is better than Iowa State thing at all. It's a weird conversation about brand.
We're talking about recognizable logos.
Logos, basically. Logos. And Iowa State they've got a couple of them. We've said this a lot. Pick one and go with it. And stick with it. Pick a color, pick a logo, and stick with it for several years, despite people calling you and saying, hey, we don't like that. We don't like it when you guys do the bird and the tornado. Oh, okay, then we'll quit doing the bird and the tornado. What do you want us to do? Can't we make it simple? Sure. We'll go I-State. Well, then another phone call comes in. Hey, why are we doing boring stuff? Oh, okay, yeah. Stick with it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because Script Cyclones is not a logo. It just says Cyclone.
It's the name of your team.
Yeah. Now, if you stick with it and you're using that in 20 years, that becomes your identity, your brand.
So, and again, it's not. I hope this comes across. This is not a knock on Iowa State. This is not a Hawkeye fan picking on Iowa State. It's just a conversation about logos.
And it started with Cracker Barrel. Believe it or not.
It's a bad rebrand. It's boring. It is super boring. And maybe, Travis, it is that thing of Nike. But you have a design team. You're paying people to come up with stuff. And I would fire people.
Not only, here's my bet, Ross. You have a design team, you have an internal marketing team, and I'm almost willing to bet that internal marketing team and design team consulted out and hired out the work anyway, saying, we need to go to the experts.
Happens a lot. Used to happen at the radio station all the time. I used to call it the Elf theory. You guys ever seen the movie Elf with Will Ferrell?
Yes.
So when we were having a hard time at the radio station, that was always the idea. Instead of getting people to do the job that needed to be done, man, who could we hire? Who could we contract out?
Peter Dinklage.
Right. When the two writers can't come up with an idea to write, what's their idea? Hire a third writer. We've got a great idea for you, boss. Spend more of your money and bring in another one of us. That's our idea. Great idea.
Because we're too attached to it. We need somebody with fresh, new ideas.
Yeah, we need somebody that can actually do this job that you're paying us to do. Oh, I think you're right. They probably hired. Yeah, the design team came in and said, boss, we got a great idea for you. Terrific. What's that idea? We need to hire a marketing firm.
Huh? But we have a marketing department. Yes, but
and that department decided that you really need somebody that can do the job.
You need consultation. Yes. They won't do the work. They'll just advise. Mm-hmm. At how much? $350 an hour. That's
cheap.
it.
Yeah, cheap. We'll only need them for about 1,000 hours.
We're gonna meet regularly. We're gonna whiteboard this. We're gonna put stickers on the wall.
Mike says, I wouldn't be surprised if AI did the new logo. Mike, you might be onto something there. That might be why all of these logos look the same. There are people in corporate positions that already believe, listen, AI is amazing. It's amazing. There are people in powerful corporate positions that already believe that AI is the be-all, end-all, solve-all. So I could absolutely see that, where a CEO said, you know how we've been solving problems lately? Throw it into ChatGPT. See what ChatGPT spits out. I might even do that. I might even go to ChatGPT and say, create a Cracker Barrel logo.
You might get some better options.
I think I would. Man, it's weird, dude.
But it does show you, though, brand is important. Logos are important.
People care.
People do care. And you may not think as a consumer that you're influenced, but you are.
Oh,
and if give me a brand right now, and it doesn't have to be sports related. Just give me a brand right now that you're loyal to, Ross.
Quick Star. I go to Quick Star a lot.
Their signage, everything, very simple though. It just says Quick Star. You know what you're getting. And when you walk in, the customer experience is good. You're like, oh, this is like a grocery store. Give me an apparel that you're loyal to.
That's a hard one. Not really much of a clothes guy.
Okay.
I guess Under Armour. I don't know.
But I would say most things, if you think about it, clean, simple is the way to go. It doesn't confuse your mind. You don't have to think about it very much. You're like, oh, I know what I'm getting right here. The thing is to be consistent. As a brand, not only does your logo matter, but the product and everything that goes along with it is consistent. And I think for as good as Iowa State is in everything, the color scheme, the logo, everything has not been consistent. And as soon as they get that, now if they use this Cyclones and they're using it in 20 years, that's recognizable. Just you can't switch it up every 5 years. Oh, we got to try something new.
Flag makes a good point. Carhartt is one of those logos that always been there. Well, somebody mentioned the Maverick, the come and go rebranding to Maverick, where getting bought out. Maverick falls into that same thing too. Oval, simple name, 2 colors.
Let's not complicate it, folks. But if if you had something different and you were to rebrand to that, you'd be like, "What are you doing?" But they've been using it for so long, you're like, "Okay, that's recognizable." Mike says, "Let's rebrand the Rush." No, we're going to stick with this.
Oval logo, 2 colors. The Rush.
The Rush.
Yeah, that'll sell it.
We might rebrand the Ross Debaters. Ross Debaters. Do you want me to change it to roster?
Listen, do you do it? You can do your thing. I'm just telling you how I always said it. And then yesterday, one of my buddies, we're doing one of those like pick'em contests, and he had to submit a team name, and he named the team the Ross Debaters. So
that was down at Circa in Vegas, right?
Yes. So it's official now, boys. We're on the books.
Okay, I'll have my graphic artist change it to Roster Debaters. Double S's, though, right?
Yeah.
Core Power Rush.
We have a few minutes here before the top of the hour.
Yes, we do.
Okay. You Cracker Barreled us there for...
I didn't mean to Cracker Barrel.
No, I like that.
It was
That's a fun
intriguing
conversation.
Did you see how we made it about sports too? I mean, we were able to take Cracker Barrel and
listen, that's a fun conversation. I saw this one the other day, dude. This is a total veer, like way out of left field thing. Okay, saw this clip the other day. It was like, name a science fact that always blows your mind. Name a fact that is incredible, right? And I saw several people that were like, the fact that everything is made of molecules, and like when you push your fingers together, your fingers don't actually touch. You're just feeling the pressure of those molecules pressing against each other. I'm made of molecules. You're made of molecules. The area between us is made of molecules. But when we meet, our molecules don't go through each other. Why? And science says because. Here's one that blew me away. So I'm going through this thread. Okay. Travis, did you know that we don't know where eels come from? We talked the other day about how there are parts of the world.
The water snakes?
The water animal eel has been extensively studied by science. It has 0 reproductive organs. We do not know. We have theories. We do not know exactly how eels reproduce. They've never been observed by science. They've never reproduced in captivity. In fact, there was a scientist that dedicated his early life to trying to figure this out. He dissected hundreds of eels trying to get to their reproductive organs and figure it out. And it eventually almost drove him insane to the point where he gave up the endeavor and started a different field. That guy's name was Sigmund Freud.
Really?
The theory is that they go back to their wherever they were born. They go back to those spawning grounds and create the asexual organs inside their body and then reproduce. But science is just guessing on how eels are.
I did not know this.
Isn't that crazy?
Very crazy.
So anyway, there's your eel rabbit hole for you.
You do go down some weird rabbit holes.
Isn't that one wild? I heard that one. I was like, no way. No way that we don't know about eels. And it's like, no, really. Science is guessing. We think we know. We've never seen it. Can't prove it. They have no reproductive organs. Huh?
That's
they're
you've blown my mind away. During that conversation, 12 people have already signed up for our roster baiter league. I'll keep putting the link out if you want to sign up for our weekly college football pick'em contest. And it's a contest between just Rush listeners. And hopefully by the end of the season, we might have a sponsor for it, and we'll have, some prizes. So there you go. 515-517-2303. We got an hour in the books. We got an hour to go. Brent Bloom going to join us from Dublin, Ireland at 7:30 as we get ready for the Iowa State-Kansas State game tomorrow at 7 o'clock. More college football talk when we come back. A couple of big things. The SEC has decided to go to 9 conference games in 2026. That's a big news. And Pat Fitzgerald settles with Northwestern, which is a very significant move that clears the path really for him to get back into coaching. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search the Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
You've got enough on your plate, so when it's time to reset, grab a Fresca. Bold citrus, 0 sugar, 0 caffeine. Just clean, crisp refreshment that never goes out of style, whether it's post-work, post-gym, or just a break from the noise. Fresca's got your back. Pick up a Fresca at your local retailer today.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
At Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, we know that the only way to do business is the fair way. That means honest quotes, no surprises, and work that speaks for itself. From the first sketch to the final sweep, we keep you in the loop because communication builds trust, and trust builds beautiful spaces. Midwest Landscapes and Hardscapes, fair, skilled, thorough. Just the way it should be.
Cars basically do 3 things. They go, they stop, and they turn. If any of those aren't working right, bring your Infiniti into Willis Infiniti and you'll get $50 off per axle brakes to help it stop. and you'll get $25 off an alignment to help it turn. Then you can go with peace of mind. Give us a call or visit us online at willisinfinity.com to schedule your appointment today.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels. There's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Tomorrow? You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You know, this weekend's going to be a great weekend to go buy a car. Whether it's new or used, go see our friends at Willis Automotive. They'll have what you're looking for. We promise you that. We'll give you a great customer experience and great service after you purchase your vehicle. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, on the TuneIn app, or the Rush Radio Android app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube today, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave your comments in the comment section. And, of course, follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. People signing up left and right for our weekly college football pick'em contest. The games start next week, and you can already make next week's picks. So I left the link in the chat, and I also put it out on X, and I'm going to inundate you with it over the next week to get you signed up. You're going to get sick of me trying to get you signed up. Ross, significant news yesterday as Pat Fitzgerald and Northwestern were getting ready to go to trial in November. You remember 2 years ago, Pat Fitzgerald was fired. At first, he was suspended 2 weeks, and then the climate, everything that was going on at the time, he was fired because of hazing that was going on in the Northwestern football program. He claimed from the beginning that he knew nothing about it, and a lot of us were like, how are you the head coach and not know anything about it? Well, after 2 years of investigation, Northwestern has had to come out and admit, yeah, after everybody we've talked to and everybody we've investigated, coach didn't know anything about it. And Pat Fitzgerald had said from the beginning, I didn't know anything about it. So he hired his own people. Northwestern hired its own people. And then once they realized that coach didn't know anything about it, they settled that pretty quick. They didn't go to court. They settled. He wanted $130 million. I doubt that he got 130, but he got something. They're not telling us
he's going to get
got.
A giant chunk of change.
Yes.
A giant chunk of change with several commas. I was adamant that he knew something. I was. Because my thought was one of two things has to be a lie. Either he knew, or he's not the CEO that they always try to tell us they are. When the head coaches, when nothing's going wrong, they will tell you it's because of them. It's a top-down thing. We've created a culture here. This is my program. You think I don't know what's happening inside my program? And the minute something goes wrong, they go, Oh yeah, that was all a lie. We don't really know. We just told you guys that. So that was my point from the beginning is I think he knew something because I believe that he is a CEO. I believe that he does have total control of this program. Well, what this turned out to be was no, he didn't know because that other thing was a lie. That thing about these guys having ironclad control. When things aren't going wrong, they'll claim that.
The interesting part of that is I don't know if a CEO of any corporation as it gets bigger can know everything that's going on in a program. I think you...
Right, but again, you can't tell me both things.
100%. And what ends up happening, CEOs... But this happens in the corporate world too, right? We look at, Steve Jobs was amazing. You look at all the powerful CEOs. They don't know everything that's going on in their program. They know what's happening on what they hope happens is from the top down, your next layer informs you of everything that's been informed up to the chain of command. Well, obviously the hazing instance did not get communicated up. And that was a breakdown of communication within the organization. And it happens to a lot of organizations. Not saying that Pat Fitzgerald should not have to own everything. I mean, when you're the CEO, you have to own it, right? Whether you knew about it or not, you still got to own it. And, and he came out and said, I feel bad that this happened. I feel horrible that nobody came to me and told me this. I'm not saying he should get his job back at Northwestern. I am saying, though, that he will coach again now. I think this paves a big way for him to get back into coaching. Whether that's a head coach, I don't know. Well, Iowa.
That's the first thing I think of, too. His son's playing for Kirk Ferentz.
Well, his son sent out a little tweet. I'm still going to call it a tweet. There's a branding thing. Yeah. It is a tweet and Twitter forever. I don't care what you try to do because it's easy to say, hey, send me a tweet. You just don't say, send me an X. But I digress. But his son had to kind of put some black and gold colored emojis. There was always kind of rumors that if it ever got cleared up, that Pat Fitzgerald might end up at Iowa. I don't know if it's going to happen, but you never know.
I always liked Pat Fitzgerald. I you know what I mean? I always liked him. I always thought that he was a stand-up guy, and I do think that it's hard to find a guy who represents a university the way that Pat Fitzgerald represented Northwestern. A guy with that sort of loyalty in 2025, where he stuck with you. I mean, the guy had opportunities, and he was at Northwestern, and he built that thing up. Chose to play there, went on, had a great career, chose to come back and coach there and turn that program into something, or start was. I can't think of a guy that's more connected to a program. Jim Harbaugh in Michigan.
That would be one of them, but I even think that's a little bit different. I mean, Jim Harbaugh was a Michigan man. I won't deny that, but I always thought he was going to go back to the NFL someday. Pat Fitzgerald, if given the opportunity, would have finished his career at Northwestern.
Agreed. And now you have to pay that guy several $1 million. I mean, maybe in the $100 million range. $70 million might as well be $100 million to a guy like me.
And this happens in a lot of corporate things. Things can go bad. And what they're saying is Pat Fitzgerald, they fired him with cause. So the thing was, they're not saying he shouldn't have gotten a buyout or something like that. Basically, it came down to if this goes to court, they're going to find out he probably shouldn't have been fired for cause. And there's the language there is that's where I think he would have won in court and that's why Northwestern said, okay, let's settle this, because they could have settled a year ago. They could have settled, and if they just would have gave him a buyout to go away, that would have been better.
The thing about him coming back to coach, Travis, you know this from experience. Getting fired and then getting a call to come back to that place, that's hard. It's hard to say, oh, yeah, you didn't ring that bell. Yeah, I didn't hear you say those words that you wanted to do this thing without me. I didn't hear that. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. It's hard to do that.
515.
If you have a lawsuit with that said entity, you're not coming back there.
No. 515-517-2303. Let's make everybody happy today. And because it's game day tomorrow, and we'd only expect to hear from our number one Cyclone fan,
Derek in New Sharon.
Derek in New Sharon. What's up, Derek?
Little under 28 hours away from Farmageddon. Woo!
Yeah, that's true. Holy cow.
How do you guys see this game going?
Close game. I hope Iowa State wins. What did we say earlier, Trav? Vegas thinks it's 27-24 is kind of what that Vegas thinks that Kansas State wins 27-24. Sign me up for a really good football game. I really hope Iowa State wins because Iowa State's got some big dreams for this season. And this is their most important game to eventually get to that goal, Derek.
Derek, I'll be more specific. Iowa State wins 31-24. Rocco Beck leads the team in a fourth quarter comeback.
Boy, I liking what I'm hearing from the Rush this morning, fellas. I'm going to tell you what, Goldilocks don't even finish the game. Big Citrus is going to knock him out, unfortunately for Goldilocks. I got us winning 35-20. And what a great day. Boy, I hate to start. We got to start with a conference game, but the greatest team ever over in my ancestral land of Ireland. Boy, it couldn't be better. I'm going to start tailgating about 5 o'clock in the morning. I might start with a Guinness just so I can pretend I'm there.
A Guinness over a Busch Light? That surprises me.
Just one to pretend I'm in Ireland.
Okay.
Then it'll be about a 30-pack of Blue Yummies after that.
30-pack.
A lot of people didn't know that Derek has Irish ancestry because they don't know that his last name is O'Shaughnessy.
Way to go, Peterson.
Derek, well, you seem like the type of guy that would be upset with the Cracker Barrel rebrand and refresh.
I don't give a dang about no Cracker Barrel. It's football season.
Okay.
And my Cubs doing all right. They're hanging in there.
Listen, I got some perspective. I got some perspective on those Cubbies when we were talking earlier this week. I really did, Derek, because I've seen them struggling lately. Pitching not been good. Hitting starting to slow down a little bit. And I thought, oh, man, the wheels are falling off the cart. They got like the 5th best record in all of baseball. You zoom out, they're having a really good year yet, and they don't need to be playing their best baseball right now in August. So it's not horrible.
No, we got 3rd best record in the National League, and we got the 2nd greatest schedule the rest of the way. We only have 2 series with teams over 500. I'm liking the way it's shaping up.
I like it, Derek. Anyway, good luck tomorrow, buddy.
All right. Thanks, bud. Hey, bye.
Bye-bye.
You guys have a good weekend.
You too. Kirk says, did Derek say Irish ancestry or incestry?
I think it was ancestry. I was at the Iowa State Fair last Saturday, and I saw a guy walk in with the New Sharon Fire Department T-shirt. Do you know how bad I wanted to go, hey, do you know Derek?
The answer would have been yes. The answer would have been yes.
Do you think Pat Fitzgerald ends up on a staff this year? Because he could go to Iowa and be a consultant this year, or does he end up waiting and being a head coach at like a MAC school next year? Listen,
no,
if Hugh Freeze can call hookers on a university phone and get a job,
dude, the number of things that we've let people get away with that they were guilty of. The number of things that we've let people get away with they were guilty of and then said, okay, yeah, you got the recruits a bunch of prostitutes. Yeah, we know. But you're a really good basketball coach, Rick Pitino. Come to St. John's. But Pat Fitzgerald, stellar reputation, found basically to be not guilty of this thing that he was accused of doing. Now we're going to clutch our pearls and say, no, we can't allow this guy. We can't allow this guy in. What? Who was the coach that got caught with the, was it Bobby? Who was the coach that had the girlfriend on the back of the motorcycle when they got in the accident?
Oh, Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino. It was Bobby Petrino.
Who's, by the way, who's now back in Arkansas.
Yep. So should Pat Fitzgerald get a job? Yes, absolutely. Will people pearl clutch when they do? Yeah, I guess. Those guys have jobs. Rick Pitino has a job at a Catholic institution.
Do you know why he has a job at a Catholic institution?
Redemption.
Because he wins. And you had a program that was so desperate to be relevant that they said, we're going with Rick Pitino.
And let's just be honest. Giving a second chance is what Jesus would do. You can do the mental gymnastics pretty easily. Why does he have the job? You nailed it. Because he can win. And by the way, he wasn't ever guilty of that. He didn't even know that those kids were getting prostitutes on a regular. He didn't even know. He's one of those CEOs. He knows all the things that he wants to know about his program. So yeah, Pat Fitzgerald should be coaching again this year. I like that idea of him being a
consultant,
right?
Yep.
Oh, and Scott, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that he hasn't. I didn't. Scott says Fitzgerald hasn't been turned down. Whoops. Shared the wrong comment there. He says, come on, Ross. Fitzgerald hasn't been turned down for any jobs yet. Why assume he will be? What I'm saying is people will pearl clutch when he gets offered a job. And he should be offered jobs.
There would be some universities who say, let's not deal with that. Right? I mean, it's like, there might be, I'm not saying, and he hasn't been turned down for any jobs because he hasn't applied for any jobs. He knew that he had to get through this litigation and this lawsuit before he could go after jobs. Because nobody wanted to deal with a coach who's suing another university and having that take place and be in the news. Nobody wanted to touch that.
Trav, does this at all impact? Like, do you think he ends up in like a more of a consultant role? Because when you said head coach at like a MAC school, I go, nah, that's not Pat Fitzgerald.
It depends if you want to be a head coach or not.
That's true. That's a good point. I mean,
does he want to be a coordinator? Does he want to be? He has that head coach mentality.
Yeah.
Right. And there may be a Power 5 school that wants to go with him.
There should be. I don't know. Maybe I'm overstating it. I think he's a good coach, but.
Another big change we're going to see in college football next year. In 2026, the SEC has decided to go to a 9-game conference schedule. It's about freaking time.
I'm blown away. This is one I was wrong on. Thought they'd never change it. Why did they change it?
Because of the expansion of the college football playoff. And you start to look at it, and the college football committee yesterday said they're going to do a new metrics when it comes to ranking schedules and toughness of schedules. Not saying the SEC, even in an 8-game schedule, isn't tough. But when you have the Big 10 playing 9, you have the Big 12 playing 9, you go, okay, let's trump this. What I do like about what the SEC is doing, they're not doing any divisions. You have to play, every SEC school is going to play each other at least once every 2 years. There's going to be a home and home between each of those once every 4 years. So, sometimes in the Big Ten, you're like, when's the last time we played this team? Right?
Right.
And I don't like that. I like that they're saying, okay, we're mixing this up every year, and everybody's going to get a chance to play somebody. And there's also an edict, Ross, to where they have to schedule a high caliber Power 4 non-conference game. So they're saying, not only in addition to this, you got to go out and go find a Big 12, Big 10, ACC school that you got to play in the non-conference because we want to bolster that schedule. This is a chess game.
It is, but who's losing? You know who loses in this in all these chess moves? It's the UNIs of the world.
True, because those were pay games.
They were. That was some of the stuff that helped keep those things afloat. And so, as the bills are rising for those institutions, their revenue is going to be dropping. From a competitive standpoint, I'm glad the SEC is doing it. It's like you said, it's about damn time. It's been time for decades to do this. I'm surprised that they are doing it because they already own the strength of schedule game. They've mastered that little niche of this conversation. The SEC dominates. And by the way, not just, and I'm not talking about on the field, they actually have the best competition. Look at their contracts with ESPN. Look at how ESPN changes their ranking. ESPN changed preseason rankings, Travis. Did you know about this? They changed their preseason rankings. Nothing happened. Nobody transferred. They just decided, oh wait, we have to change the strength of schedule metric, and that moved. I think it was. Did that move Florida up? I saw this post the other day of people saying, "Hey, what the hell is going on? Why is ESPN changing their preseason rankings?" It's like, oh, because they changed the strength of schedule metric, and now the SEC teams all get a boost.
Here's what I'm interested to see what happens. Here's my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Because you rub off on me. Look at the timing of this. Big Ten says 24 or 28 teams in the college football playoff. SEC comes in and says, we're going to play 9 games. How long till the Big Ten then, oh, we're okay with the 16-team playoff?
What I thought you were going to say, Trav, isn't this a play to get more of those SEC teams in? Because now you're raising that strength of schedule for all of those teams.
It is, but if they're still stuck on a 16, the Big Ten saying, okay, we want this many. It's about give and take.
Yep.
It'd be interesting to see if the Big Ten says, well, we're okay with 16 now. Or this might be the SEC going, no. You know what? We like 9 games, and let's go to that 24 or 28 teams.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll get 18 teams into the playoffs.
It'd be just like college baseball, where the whole tournament is the SEC.
Right.
Now, the interesting part about this is the ACC has come out and said, we're going to keep it at an 8-game conference schedule. ACC, that's a bad move. That's a bad move.
ACC is so far behind, dude. You still have a couple of really good programs there, I guess. I was just about ready to say, how are they still considered like power?
Because they have Florida State, Clemson.
Yep. The 2.
And kind of, but not really Notre Dame.
That's a good point. Kind of, but not really. They haven't been basketball, right? Or they haven't been other sports, just not football.
They have the football, the guaranteed football games, and then you have every other sport is the ACC for Notre Dame.
A lot of people in the chat saying, going back to the Pat Fitzgerald conversation, you have said that Luke Fickell is the guy that's on the hottest seat in the Big Ten.
100%. And who would fit that old Barry Alvarez type of football? Smash mouth.
Like Michigan football.
I don't think there'd be too many Wisconsin fans upset about that either. If it was a guy like Pat Fitzgerald.
I like this. I love our listeners. Scott says, actually, it's mathematically impossible for the ACC to go to 9 games with 17 teams. Is it? Is that true? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know. I would think you only needed 10 teams to have 9 conference games. I don't know. Again,
that's what I would think too, because that's what when the Big 12 had 10 conference teams, they played a 9-game conference schedule. Right?
One true champion.
That's what we heard all along.
That was one of my favorite talking point things that happened was Big 12 fans, Iowa State fans that were like, we are doing it right. We have figured out that every team should play each other. When what really happened was your conference was falling apart. Teams were bailing on your conference, and you guys found the silverest lining in the darkest cloud.
God bless them, though, right?
But it was silly to repeat it as though, look at how smart we were. Look at how we're doing it the right way. That was one of those great examples of oh man, people are just repeat stuff. They'll just repeat things that they think sounds good.
Say it enough, it becomes true. Say it enough, it becomes true. But yeah, when I saw and that came out of nowhere yesterday. It was like all of a sudden, boom, SEC agrees to 9 games. You're like,
Trav, I like your idea of it being part of a larger negotiation. Big Ten kind of threw out that grenade. Hey, let's go to a 45-team playoff system. SEC comes back and says, "Oh, all right. If you guys want to, if you want to expand it that way, we'll change things on our end." Oh, I think Trav froze. Either that or he's stroked out on me. Trav, are you smelling toast? Is your arm numb? I think we did lose Travis for a minute. That's all right. Luckily, we are heading towards the bottom of the hour here. We are going to be hooking up with Brent Bloom here at 7:30. Bloom's going to be joining us live from Dublin, and hopefully we'll get a chance to hook back up with Travis. Not sure. Oh, yeah. He said he was having internet issues, didn't he? I forgot he's having internet issues. All right, this is going to be a problem. No big deal. We will we'll figure it out. We'll get back at it, and when we come back, hopefully Travis Justice is live with us, and hopefully we've got Brent Bloom live from Dublin, Ireland, as we talk Iowa State, Kansas State, coming up next on The Rush, powered by Willis.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Hi, I'm Josh Romick, service manager at Willis Lexus. And I want to take a moment to share our smoking hot deals we got going on for the month of August. Right now we got a 20% discount on brake pads and rotors, and also a 50% discount on alignments with the purchase of 4 new tires. That's a $90 value. And don't forget to ask about our Lexus Tire Price Match Guarantee. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you for watching and stay cool.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on therushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hey, it's Marion over at Land Rover of Des Moines. With all those summer miles and any last-minute road trips you have before school starts, come on down and get an alignment for $179.95 and $25 off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Rush, strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Oops. Oops. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Told you I had internet problems this morning. And the problem is when you do an internet radio show,
you need the internet.
You kind of need the. But the cool thing is when I disappear, you're still on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so you're connected that way, which is really, really cool. Hey,
I was all excited. I was all excited. It was going to just be me and Bloom. We were going to talk about golf and other stuff.
I'm sorry I came back. I didn't mean it. No, just kidding. Hey, we did have a Rush Radio poll up this morning. And where will you watch the Iowa State-Kansas State game tomorrow? At home, at a friend's house, at a bar, or in Ireland? 75% at home, 9.5% at a friend's house, 6% at a bar, 9.5% in Ireland. Guy's going to be watching it in Ireland is Brent Bloom. Are you in a bar?
He is in a bar.
You're in a bar.
I'm in a bar. Can you hear me okay?
I love it.
The Guinness. We were right.
No, that was not a Guinness. That was like that was one of those Smittix.
My internet's a little spotty, guys. I apologize. This is a red ale today. A red ale.
Red ale. Okay.
Are you in? Where are you at in Dublin right now?
We are in the Temple Bar district, I believe.
Oh, I've been there. Temple Bar is fun.
Yes. This is we're actually at the Hardy Bar. Awesome bartender, wearing an Iowa State shirt. So this is my place now.
Playing to the crowd. I like it.
Yeah. How much Iowa State? And you even found the bar that had the Cardinal roof, so it makes it look like you're in full brand mode there. How many Iowa State fans are there? Is Dublin just invaded by Iowa State fans?
It's crazy. Yeah, very noticeable. I mean, I think both schools sold out their allotment. There's going to be 15,000 Iowa State fans and K-State fans. It feels like a bowl game, like it really does. Even in a big city like Dublin, there's K-State and Iowa State fans everywhere.
Is this easily the most excited you've been for a or not home opener, for an opener to a season? I mean, this is such a unique experience.
It's just crazy. That's my first time in Europe, number one. So like surreal experience for me all the way around. The fact that I could be the sideline reporter as well tomorrow is even cooler for me. But it's a huge game, and this is the thing. Like this is, and I always keep joking, it's the Daytona 500 of a college football opener because it's potentially the biggest game of the season, and expectations are huge. And whoever wins this has a huge leg up in the conference race as well.
Yeah, let's talk about the Iowa State season for a minute, Bloom, because I talked about this last hour that it seems to me with the pie in the sky visions that Iowa State football could have this year, and what fans' expectations should be, that this is the most important game on the schedule, not just to get it going in the right direction, but for those reasons that you talked about within that conference fight. This game is really going to carry a lot of weight. Is this the biggest game on the schedule?
It is. I don't think it's even close, really, because there's so much into this. Obviously, you want to start 1-0, but the conference race is going to be so balanced. There's going to be tiebreakers galore. So not only will it help you in regards to your record in the conference, but there's a really good likelihood that Iowa State and K-State, that game will be a tiebreaker for who advances potentially to the Big 12 championship. And so I'm looking at it. There's 16 teams in this league. You're going to have to go 7-2 to make the Big 12 championship. So therefore, you guys are smart. If you lose tomorrow, you have to go basically, you're struggling. I mean, you're really up against it. You got to go 7-1 the rest of the way in conference. So huge game. Both these teams feel like they can win the Big 12 for sure. And then when you start talking about that, I mean, if you can win the Big 12, you're a playoff contender. So this game, it's the biggest game of the year. Obviously, if you lose it, it's not like the season's over or anything, but it gives you a leg up in so many different areas if you do win.
Yeah.
All right, you throw stats out all the time. You're like an analytics guy. Give us some of your little-known factoids that you're going to be throwing out on X later on or leading up to this.
Well, nothing too crazy. I mean, I think the one national perception that is dragging Iowa State down a little bit, Iowa State was second to last in the Big 12 in run defense a year ago and was second to last in sacks. So what I'm looking at for this Iowa State team is even if that defense just gets in the middle of the pack and run defense, which I think they will, and this Tomatoa McDonough is really coming on at defensive end. I think he's going to provide a lot more pressure than Iowa State hasn't had in the last couple of years since Will McDonald left. So you throw that in there. I think this defense is going to be much better just with health alone. You guys know it, but Iowa State was down to their 8th and 9th linebacker a year ago. They're just naturally going to be better. I think, the perception of Iowa State is, well, you lost Nolan Higgins. Well, you're also going to be a lot better on defense. And so I think that's the growth for this team. It's not necessarily of, hey, how do you replace Nolan Higgins? And they've got some young guys that are going to step up and do that. But I think this defense will be top half of the conference, which will really help Iowa State. And they're super balanced throughout this roster. And as Matt has said, this is as deep of roster he's had at Iowa State. So I think this team's going to be really good.
Man, the passing game's going to be an interesting dichotomy. You've got an amazing quarterback, but a lot of question marks at wide receivers. What's a reasonable expectation from this wide receiving core for Iowa State fans?
Yeah, and I think, you lost 2,400 receiving yards last year. That is massive. Like, how do you do that? Well, it's not going to be one guy. I think you're not replacing a Higgins and a Knoll, but what you do have, Chase Sowell's a big body guy from East Carolina, is going to start. He's healthy, missed a little camp, and he's back. Xavier Townsend will be the Knoll role, really quick guy from UCF. And then Dom Overby is a receiver, a redshirt freshman out of Utah that has just probably been the best player on the offense in camp. Nobody's talking about Dom Overby, but the coaches are. Okay. And then what I remind everybody else is Ben Bramer, he was hurt all of last year. If Ben has a good season, he's 6'7", 260. He's probably a first or a second round NFL draft pick. That's what this Iowa State coaching staff thinks. So, again, you're not replacing Nolan Higgins with 2 guys. You're replacing him with 5 or 6, and they hope in the aggregate with the year of Rocco's experience, and by the way, he's a really good quarterback, and an improved run game, offensive line is going to be better this year, that you can kind of replace those 2 superstars with a collection of a well-rounded offense this year.
We had John Walters on earlier in the week, and we say this all the time, but then you go through the game notes, and these 2 teams are very, very similar. They say there are a lot of, but you really look at look at the quarterback situation. Avery Johnson's a really good quarterback. You look at the tight end use that Kansas State uses. This I don't know if I could have picked a better. Texas Ohio State's a pretty good way to start the college football season, this is really a hell of a game between 2 similar teams. There's not much contrast here.
And then just go through the series history. These games are always close, always close. It's going to be a 1-possession game, I think, either way. And it comes down to, like it did a year ago, turnovers and who makes the mistake. And that's what Iowa State's hoping on with Avery Johnson. Super talented dude, clearly, big play guy. But if they get him to throw it more in the pocket, not use his legs so much, maybe you can force him to make a mistake like he did in Ames a year ago. And I think that's what Iowa State's hopeful for. The big question for me, the matchup in particular, Johnson versus Rocco, who makes the mistake? Who makes the mistake first? And I think both these teams will capitalize on that. And, first game jitters, you don't know. You don't know what you're going to have penalty-wise, turnover-wise. And then in the first game in particular, big plays are a big deal. And that's my fear for Iowa State. A lot of youth in that secondary against a really disciplined K-State offense. Yeah. You make the wrong read, they beat you over the top, and all of a sudden you're giving up a big play behind you.
I just love seeing him in his element. Look at this, man. Talking Cyclones while he's sipping on a beer, and he's in Dublin.
Has anybody done the Rush radio program from a bar before? So I want to be the first, if so.
You might be the first from a bar.
You might be the first from a bar. There we go, Blue. Yeah. Breaking ground.
You're not the first outside the continental U.S. That would have been Ross.
It was you.
It was me. I did the show from Italy for a whole week, but you're the first one from Ireland too. So that's good.
We love the internet, don't we? How cool is this? Yeah,
oh, it's so great, dude. All right. So what have you? What
when it works?
Do you have? Yeah. Do you have a lot? Is this your free time right now? Is this This is it? Okay.
Yes. There's not a whole lot of official stuff. So the football team's really treating this like a road conference game. It was funny in the email because I'm not humble brag, but I flew with the team. And in the email, it said, this is a conference road game. This is not a bowl game, meaning don't ask us about stuff. We're not doing extra stuff. We are here to play a football game. And so for the fans, it feels like a bowl game. For the team, though, I was just at the team hotel and meetings. There is a pep rally. The team's not going to be there. This is all business for that football program. And again, I remind you, they just got in yesterday. Like they're trying to get in and out as quick as they can, and then they will jet right after the game. They're just quick rest, but back on a bus at 6 a.m, and then they'll be back in Des Moines by noon on Sunday to prepare for South Dakota.
Now you keep saying you're on that schedule too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to. This is my last day of fun because obviously work day tomorrow, and then we're up bright and early on Sunday back home.
Well, Bloom, seriously, thank you for giving us time, man. Because if I'd have known this was your only free time, I'd have said, Travis, we can.
Dude, he texted me back within 4 seconds. He was like, absolutely. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Okay.
You're in your element. I can see it.
Don't tell my wife. It's more fun talking to you guys. Actually, she just heard that.
She's right there.
So I saw this thing the other day, and I don't know what to believe on the internet anymore because people make stuff up. And that's the injury reports that are now required by the Big 12. Can you update us on that and the injury situation for both teams?
Yeah, the one notable one for Iowa State that was probably the biggest surprise of an impact guy is Trevor Bohr, who was going to start at a guard, did not travel with the team. It's not an injury with him, it's an illness. So hopefully that's a quick turnaround thing, but he did not travel, so he's definitely not going to play. And then the other really notable one that's questionable is Daniel Jackson, who's one of those guys in the mix at receiver. He got hurt in fall camp. I would say he's questionable. I think that's fair. I don't think he's not the starter anyway, but the one surprise would have been Trevor Bohr, and then K-State's missing some guys, but I don't think there was any surprises that Iowa State didn't know about that came. And I love that injury report. I think it's great.
I was going to ask you that.
I think we need to do more of this. I think, college sports is sometimes in its own little cocoon. We got to, I say this, in regards to NIL and professionalization, you got to treat it like the NFL. People want information. Shared information is good. It makes your product better. And I just think it makes for a better experience for the fans to know who's actually going to be out there, not, so-and-so's in sweatsuits an hour and a half before the game.
Yeah. Bloom, is there a common attitude or reaction to this injury report when it comes to the coaches or the team?
I mean, I don't think they mind. I don't think they're necessarily for it. I mean, Matt, it's an ongoing thing with Matt that everybody's day to day in his world. It could be a life-threatening injury, and it's just day to day for Matt. But this is good. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think hiding stuff really works anymore in 2025. So I'm sure there's some coaches like, do we really have to do this? But I just think as a whole, it benefits everybody. And I think it takes the pressure off the kids too, because if you're hurt, and you're out walking around Ames with a cast on or something, you don't say, are you hurt or not? Like, I just think it's time in 2025 that we do the injury reports.
Like it.
So there's a lot of Iowa State fans, a lot of K-State fans. Are you answering a lot of questions about American football to people in Ireland? Or are they pretty familiar with the game?
It's funny. They're familiar, but it's also everything's a match. You guys here for the football match? It's like, well, yeah, I guess so. No, they're just really, great people. It's so hospitable. I mean, the culture thing is really cool. Again, we made friends with our bartender over here, so this is kind of our spot all of a sudden. And again, he's wearing Iowa State stuff. That we got him a new shirt this morning. So anyway, just really, really good times, and the people are all super hospitable and very friendly. And I've heard sometimes when you go overseas that it's just the silly Americans. Well, they have embraced it big time, and this feels like a college football.
Because you're spending money. They love the dollar. I know. I'm going to tip my guy here well because he's let me do this here in the bar.
That's very cool that he's letting you. And again, thank you for taking the time to do it. This is. So, you still have an evening tonight? Is tonight the pep rally? Tonight, because I remember Walters telling us about you guys doing this. That's going to be a fun atmosphere, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be 5,000 to 10,000 Iowa State fans at this pep rally. It's going to be crazy. So it's in Marion Square, which is a big old park near downtown. And then for us, then it's just chill. Try to relax, do a little extra game prep for tomorrow, and then we'll start pregame at 3:00 Dublin time on the Cyclone Radio Network. So gotta only have a couple of these today, only a couple of those.
Yeah.
So how did it come about that you were going to be the field reporter tomorrow?
Yeah, so Ryan Harklaw is the main guy. So Hark, obviously former Iowa State player, he's a higher up at Farm Bureau, and so he had a big VP meeting in Montana or something. So they went to the most athletic person in the Cyclone Radio Network bullpen, and that's me.
And Eric Heft said no, and so then they called you.
So my biggest concern is that Matt Campbell doesn't run me over during that halftime interview. So I got to flag him down somehow, and he's going to look at me like, "Why do I have to talk to you, pal?" So no, it'll be good. It'll be fun. It's fun for me to travel with John and Eric again. Those guys are the best. So to do it in Dublin is even cooler. So it's going to be it's literally a pinch me moment for me and a one-of-a-kind experience.
And you got to bring Crystal with you too, man. Like, this is awesome.
It's really cool. And it's crazy. It's like I've ran into more friends here than I do in Des Moines because it's like a bowl game or the Big 12 tournament, basketball tournament. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't know you were going to be here. I didn't know you're going to be here. So it's been awesome to see so many great friends, supporters, donors, all the above here congregated in Dublin of all places.
Now, if Matt Campbell tries to run by you and ignore you, all you have to do is go, do you know how much money I've raised for you the last couple years?
That's my one saving grace. He doesn't owe me. I owe him, but at the same time, that is at least in my back pocket. Hey,
That's a good call.
Coach, we kept Rocco here. Come on.
Yeah. Just a little tourist note. So you're in Temple Bar, and for people who've never been to Ireland before, it's just an amazing place. And Ross, you'll probably be there in October. And it's not a bar. Temple Bar is not a bar. It is a district. Right around the corner, I don't know where you're sitting, there's an Irish whiskey museum. I highly encourage you to go to it. You go kind of through this little museum, and it's an experience. And at the end, you get to try like 3 or 4 different Irish whiskeys. It's really good. Really, really good.
I went to the Jameson behind the scenes tasting yesterday with some friends, and that was amazing. So yeah, I probably had a little too much Jameson, so I'm going to stay away from that today.
No such thing.
But, yeah.
No such thing.
But this is just an awesome experience. So I'll definitely check that out here when I go around the corner. It is actually, it's like right around the corner, Travis. You know exactly where I'm at.
I just Googled. There is a bar in the Temple Bar district called the Temple Bar, right?
Yeah, I believe so. But the district, it's more known as the district.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
The district.
It's a big area. It feels a lot like the Chicago area and their mall of the Michigan Ave area and with all the shops and bars and things. So
okay,
Brent, are you a lot like us? We haven't spent a lot of time talking about what could happen, what should happen, because Ross and I are kind of like these guys are like, we got to watch and play before you can make any. You can prognosticate all you want, but you can't predict injuries, you can't predict turnovers, you can't predict. So until somebody actually plays, this gives us a gauge and kind of a starting point to say, okay, this is where improvement needs to make. This is where they excel. Is that kind of what you look forward to? Is that we finally just get to see them play, and this comes from both sides.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing is like you think you're pretty good, but there is no preseason. I mean, this isn't a game like you don't get an exhibition game like you do for men's basketball or women's basketball. Like you don't really know what you have. So we think both these teams are going to be pretty good just because they brought back so much. But I think any more guys with this era, K-State has a few more transfers than Iowa State did. Some of these programs. Like Oklahoma State brought in 45 new players this year. I mean, how do you even predict what they're going to be? You don't. I mean, so it's really hard to know for sure. I mean, the Big 12 is a great example of Arizona State was picked last in the conference last year and won. Now, I think this year we have a better idea of those new schools, what they have. I would be shocked if somebody that was picked 10 to 16 wins it this year. I think it's going to be one of 4 or 5 teams that win it. But I think for sure, like if you start talking about individuals, yeah, I know Dom Overby's been great in practice. I just talked about it. Can he do it in a game? I don't know. He's got 1 career catch. This Tomatoa McDonough, the Yale transfer, he's been great in practice. Does he do it in a game? I don't know. I mean, there's so many things. And even a Caleb Bacon, who got hurt in the first series last year.
Yeah.
He had the chance to be an All-American type player, and then he gets hurt. Now he's back. He's fully healthy. The nation forgot about Caleb Bacon. Like, they really did. And he may be Iowa State's best defensive player. And so those are the things where, how does he respond? Does he recreate what he did 2 years ago, or does the injury slow him down? I mean, these are the things that we really don't know. And then for me, my biggest question, like we talked about earlier, the youth in Iowa State secondary, there are going to be 2 or 3 new faces back there that haven't had a lot of snaps, and those guys are going to get tested by K-State.
Oh, there it is.
There, okay, he's back. Good. He's back. It is the little dip in signal.
It's all right.
We're back. We're back.
It's the Lord. It's the Lord telling us that we've consumed too much of this man's free time.
Just make sure to tell Matt Campbell, do not onside kick with the lead.
Thanks, Scott Frost. Yeah. I picked up on that. I might tell. You know what? If Iowa State's up at halftime, I'm going to tell him that in the interview. Just make sure you don't onside kick. He'll get it. He'll probably get it.
He'll probably get it.
Yeah. All right, Brent.
Have a great time, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm it's so great to see you and having fun and enjoying this. I'm glad you're having this experience, man. Super happy for you.
Appreciate you guys, and again, thanks for everything. And keep in touch. And all, as they say over here, Solancha. I think they say that right. Anyway, cheers.
Tell Crystal said hi.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, bud.
See you. Brent Bloom, live from Dublin. He is like a kid in a candy store.
That's a boy in his element right there.
Yes.
Talking Cyclones with a beer in hand, loud bar around him.
And he didn't stop smiling.
No. I mean, Bloom rarely stops smiling, to be
True.
honest with you. That's cool. I'd never even heard of the what? What's it called? The Temple Bar?
Temple Bar District.
The Temple Bar District in Dublin?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
what a cool
Ross,
experience to be down there with all of those people, turning a corner, see old friends in Dublin. That's cool.
John, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
What do you
didn't know
think
you
I'm
were
doing
here.
here?
Yeah, right.
Same reason you're here. And the only bad thing for him, it's his first time to Europe, right? And it's cool that your first time to Europe is you get to see your favorite team. The bad part of it, you went with the team and you're on a business trip because it is.
You've been reminded.
Yeah,
by email. This is a
3 days.
trip.
3 days, and you're out. Everybody else like, how long you been here? Oh, I've been here a week. Oh, I'm staying a week.
Yeah, right. Yep,
Just motivation to go back.
That was his free time right there.
No, 20 minutes. Not bad.
No, I don't mean like we consumed all of it. I'm glad. And he, like you said, he was wanting to do that. I mean, hell, that's what, again, kid in a candy store. That's a dude in his element, talking Cyclones with a beer in his hand. That was fun at 7:30 in the morning.
Can you imagine? I wonder, it's probably nothing. The people in Ireland have seen this, but I'm just thinking, God, you get 10,000 people for a pep rally tonight. You think, boy, they're going to be impressed. Well, they have soccer gatherings a lot that, they understand the passion behind teams is what I'm getting at, right? I mean,
yeah, and you're nailing it. It's Dublin. What's the population of Dublin?
Pretty big. It's a pretty big city, and they're used to parties.
It's 1.5 million. They won't notice 10,000 people gathering.
The good thing is, Ross, you're going to Ireland in October.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of people come back and give you advice on what, and I know you got your stuff pretty much mapped out, but they might be, hey, if you're here, make sure to just check this place out.
Which I would enjoy, but I'm going to, and I'm going to be staying with my buddy Patrick, who's lived his whole life in Dublin. And so I'm going to do the thing where we show up and go, you tell us what to do. This is like having a fishing guide on a lake. I'm never going to pay a guide and then go, hey, you know where I want to fish? Right? I'm going to pay the guide.
How about over there? Yeah, guide. No, listen, I think they're biting over there.
Right. Tell the guy that knows.
Like,
yeah. And if we get there and Patrick goes, we're not going to go to the Temple Bar. Temple Bar. Well, then I'm not going to be at the Temple Bar.
I would be surprised if Patrick didn't take you there because
he's a big drinker.
Yeah.
Man. I'll never forget. First time we met, we walk into this bar. We're on our walk. We got like 15 miles to walk that day, and he's like, "All right, let's have a beer." So we have a beer, and I'm thinking, "All right, we're gonna get back on the road and get walking here." And he's like, "All right, another beer." I'm like, "Oh, Patrick, having two?" And he says, "My friend, a bird can't fly with one wing."
What I think is cool,
second beer it is.
What I think is cool is that you should text Patrick and say, hey, if you get time, go to the Iowa State football game tomorrow. It's sold out. I don't know if he.
Yeah, so that the plan initially, because this game got announced like right after I got home from my trek last year, and so that was the initial plan. It's like, hey, I'm going to get over there. We're going to do this thing for Iowa State. Well, at the time, it was like, well, maybe the radio station will send me. Well, they had other ideas.
Yes, they did. And those ideas did not include you.
No, turned out. So it didn't work out for the game, but it's going to work out in October. It'll be great. And yeah, maybe I will get a chance to sit in that chair that Bloom was just talking to us from. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be. But it just shows you the excitement that goes around college football, what it does, not just for the Iowa State community, but every community that supports college football. I'm probably in the minority when it comes to a lot, and that is I like college football better than I like the NFL. I've never been a big NFL guy. I know NFL rules the world.
Yeah, I'm with you.
For as much as college football has changed, everybody says it's not the same. Yes, it is. It's the exact. It's about the colors. It's about you still have that college pageantry that goes around it. And we just know now for the next, 13, 14 weeks, here we go. We got something to do on the weekends.
I think that the death of college football has been grossly overstated. I think that things have changed and the money is going in different directions. Kids have always transferred. They're transferring at a higher rate right now. There's no doubt about that. Kids have always transferred. The colors have always stayed the same. We really just root for laundry.
Yes. It's all about laundry. Yeah. You got big plans this weekend, buddy?
Oh, I do have some fun plans this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. Well, obviously the Iowa State game tomorrow, and then we'll be doing a little bit of a fun little post-game thing. And then Sunday, my buddy Ryan, one of my best friends, bought a boat. So we're going fishing. Fish on. Fish on.
You know what they say about a boat? The best day you buy a boat, the best day is when you
Two
buy
best
it.
days are when you buy it, you sell it.
Yeah.
Right. I think the third best day is the first time you take your friends fishing.
But I think there's a difference when it comes to a fishing boat and like a pontoon or a kind of a bigger boat that you go out on the lake on, right? This is a little tracker boat that you go get bass on.
It's a sweet tracker boat, but yeah, it's a fishing boat. So yeah, excited, man. We're looking for a fun weekend. Football will get started, and then Monday, it will really feel like football season. We'll be recapping an Iowa State game. We'll probably spend a couple of days talking about that game in Dublin, and then we'll be previewing next weekend. And it's off and running. Now it's starting to feel real.
It is. And of course, don't forget, a week from tomorrow, the Black and Gold Rush kicks off on Saturday evening. Of course, Iowa kicks off the season against Albany. I'm just going to chalk it up as a win already.
It better be.
Yes.
If it doesn't, epic Black and Gold Rush to start.
Oh, yes. But do us a favor if we're taking the old show and we're moving it here, just to let everybody know that there won't be a new website. There won't be a new app. You'll still be able to find the Black and Gold Rush at therushradio.com, on the Rush Radio app, on the TuneIn app. That's not going to change where you find it. The difference between the Black and Gold Rush and the old show is we had to wait an hour and a half to go on the air.
Sometimes longer.
As soon as the game is over, we will be live. Okay. And we won't even do, like, for this show, we do a 5-minute countdown. We'll do like a 30-second countdown and we'll get right into it. And, we're slated to go for 2 hours. The great thing is we have the flexibility to go as long as we want. But we're guaranteed to go 2 hours. If it's rocking and rolling, we'll keep it going because we want to get you home safely. We want to entertain you. But we need you to help us grow the show, and that is make sure to tell everybody about the Black and Gold Rush and where to find it. All right there, Roscoe. What a fun week.
Fun week,
Fast
dude.
week.
Yeah, agreed.
And college football kicks off tomorrow at 11 a.m. Ross and I will do a reaction video after the Iowa State game. You can find it on our YouTube channel. Everybody have a great weekend. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on therushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Hey, it's Marion with Willis Volvo Cars. With all those miles you put on your car over the summer and any last-minute road trips you have before school starts, your car might be ready for maintenance. Come on down to get an alignment for $179.95 and $25 off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience Links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.